They say, when people speak up about dark secrets, powerful forces often scramble to silence them. That's exactly what seems to be happening to Allie Carter, a woman who's been spilling shocking details about an underground world where children are allegedly trafficked, exploited, and subject to unbelievable horrors. From mysterious break-ins at her home to her frantic calls for help online, the intensity of her story raises one big question: is Allie simply exposing truths too big to hide? Or is she falling victim to an elaborate web of intimidation?
There is a third arrest that is coming through the affidavit that I have already released. I am telling you, know that it's coming. I knew it was coming when I made sure there were sworn and legal affidavits already ready 6 to 8 months ago. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it.
Allie Carter isn't a household name, but her recent claims have thrust her into the spotlight. She insists that top figures in the music business orchestrate freak-off parties and ritual-like gatherings where minors are used for disturbing acts. While some brush her off as just another conspiracy theorist, others point to her consistency and detail as hard to dismiss. She recently went live on social media, dropping explosive statements about people in power who smuggle kids from impoverished regions into the United States for exploitation, describing scenes that sound too twisted to believe. Many onlookers find her accounts so horrifying that they question if such extremes could be real, yet Allie's conviction is unshakable. She references hidden camera footage, alleged survivors, and underground networks. She also ties these events to notable celebrities who've previously been implicated in controversies relating to underage exploitation or hush money deals. The conversation has grown so loud that it's impossible to ignore, especially given that Allie claims these revelations have put her life in immediate danger. But that wasn't the only revelation that shook everyone. Allie's stories go far beyond typical rumors. She alleges that some children are forced into humiliating scenarios involving animals, or used in bizarre rituals that produce horrifying outcomes. She mentions how these kids, many of whom are never reported missing because they come from overseas, end up subjected to unspeakable tasks for the twisted gratification of wealthy industry insiders. Allie claims these events often happen at secretive properties or exclusive gatherings, hidden from public view by layers of security and hush agreements. Skeptics demand hard evidence, but Allie says that most tangible proof never sees daylight. She suggests powerful individuals know how to erase digital traces, bribe witnesses, and threaten survivors into silence. Advocates for children's safety argue that while her stories may be extreme, we shouldn't dismiss them outright. Child trafficking is real, and it often thrives in the shadows, protected by people with endless resources. If even a fraction of what she's saying is true, they warn. Then ignoring it could allow monstrous behavior to continue unchecked. But that wasn't the whole story. Over the past several weeks, Allie claims her life has taken a terrifying turn. She describes a break-in at her home where intruders didn't just steal possessions, they left the place in chaos. A warning for her to back off. She's posted footage showing the aftermath: overturned furniture, scattered belongings, and evidence that these weren't mere burglars grabbing valuables. While she wasn't there at the time, the message felt crystal clear. Her outspokenness has made her a target. Her greatest fear is not only for herself. She worries about family and friends who never asked to be part of this. She suggests the same people orchestrating the alleged trafficking are now leaking her address, sharing her license plate details, and enlisting goons to follow her. The fact that she can't rely on authorities, many of whom she believes are compromised, leaves her feeling trapped. If anything happens to her, she wants the public to remember her warnings about the industry's dark side. But that was only the tip of the iceberg.
Is Allie Carter being silenced?
I'm sure she is. I hope it's not my fault. I made an outcry to her that I'm willing to talk to her.
I was at a Diddy party. I was one of the party favors. But I told you, nobody tells on Diddy. Maria Z, I did that interview in 2021, 7 months ago. We made sure, I already knew, that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested. I already knew that 7-8 months ago. We went and made sure there were sworn documents. We have them.
It was put upon my spirit to issue out that invitation to a conversation with Allie Carter. And ever since then, it's been
One of Allie's most jaw-dropping claims points to certain music moguls who allegedly host freak-off parties where minors endure horrific ordeals. Among the names that keep surfacing is Sean Diddy Combs, already facing multiple accusations of orchestrating bizarre gatherings with questionable participants. According to Ally, these events revolve around underage girls and boys, sometimes forced to go without food so they can serve twisted interests without interruption. She even describes how some associates fetishize bodily waste, staging humiliating acts in which the victims end up lying in filth. Allie implies these freak-off parties are only one piece of a far larger, more sinister puzzle. She talks about hidden cameras, blackmail footage, and a code of silence enforced through fear. Naturally, those who defend Diddy or other high-profile figures dismiss her words as slander, yet the parallels to older rumors like Jaguar Wright's claims about top artists indulging in exploitative parties makes some wonder if there's more to the story. The pattern of intimidation stands out. People who speak up about these alleged secrets often report sudden legal troubles, targeted harassment, or suspicious incidents, but it doesn't end there. Jaguar Wright is another outspoken critic of the music industry, known for naming big stars and describing shady behind-the-scenes dealings. She's alleged that these powerful groups don't hesitate to use threats or violence to muzzle witnesses. According to Jaguar, comedian Cat Williams also faced a narrow escape when armed men broke into his house late one night. The trauma reportedly made Cat wear a bulletproof vest to bed, an extreme measure that reveals just how paranoid he became about being tracked and harmed. Jaguar draws a direct line between these incidents and what's happening to Allie now, arguing that the same forces are at work, from freak-off allegations to hush money, from break-ins to intimidation squads. It's the same script with different characters. If that's true, then Allie's predicament is hardly surprising. But the real question is how far these mysterious industry kingpins will go to keep their secrets buried, and whether enough publicity could finally expose them. But that wasn't the final chapter in this saga.
We're getting a lot of threats, a lot. Mainly from big kitties. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. And you know what? Yo, you've already tried. This won't be the first, I'm sure it won't be the last. I just hope people see through it this time. We'll see.
But Allie Carter is now subliminally referring to me as here, kitty, kitty, lying, saying that me and my support base are threatening her. It's not true. We'll suggest to Allie Carter and her mother is that they stay with my name, because doing negative Jag content is only going to make people hunt you down even more.
Recently, Allie took to Instagram to voice her escalating fears. She broadcast evidence of the break-in, naming individuals she believes orchestrated the act. She apologized to supporters for the disturbing nature of her revelations, saying that not everyone can handle hearing about such vile actions. Nonetheless, she insists the public needs to know exactly what's happening to children who end up in these hidden pipelines. She also points out that she doesn't ask for donations, only awareness, an important detail, since critics sometimes accuse whistleblowers of chasing profit. Instead, Allie is pushing people to focus on the bigger picture. Real kids are allegedly being hurt by extremely wealthy individuals. She begs viewers to look past the shock factor and do their own research, even if that means scouring less mainstream sources for evidence. She believes the more people know, the less power these networks have to operate in the dark, but that wasn't the only reaction that made headlines. The public response is as polarized as you'd expect. Many supporters see Allie as a courageous whistleblower shining light on evil hidden in plain sight. They reference her calm yet relentless sharing of details, her direct admonitions that corporate media seldom touches this subject, and her refusal to monetize these claims. To them, that underscores her sincerity. Others remain skeptical, demanding clearer proof. They argue that horrifying allegations always surface in celebrity circles, but rarely pan out with definitive evidence. Some question Allie's own background, wondering if she's mixing rumor with reality, yet no matter how people feel, her message keeps spreading, buoyed by parallels with Jaguar Wright's experiences. They believe the repeated patterns of intimidation lend credence to at least part of what Allie says. Where does all this leave Allie Carter? She's lost her home, faced relentless threats, and admits her family and friends are at risk. She finds herself in a terrifying limbo, can't trust the authorities, can't vanish entirely, and can't stay silent because she sees silence as complicity. She's determined to carry on her mission, no matter the cost. Her story forces a grim reflection on how industries with billions at stake can apparently make problems and people disappear. It challenges viewers to question whether the tales of freak-offs and hidden abuse rings are just tall stories or glimpses into an underworld we'd rather pretend doesn't exist. If she and others like Jaguar Wright are to be believed, then we're either ignoring a massive crime or succumbing to willful disbelief. So where do you stand? Does Allie's harrowing account ring true? Or is it too disturbing to accept? Let's not forget, every time a whistleblower raises the alarm, they risk everything: livelihood, safety, and peace of mind to expose what they see as a monstrous system. Drop your thoughts below, and if you want more intel on the twisted side of the entertainment world, stick around. This story is far from over, and the next revelation might be even darker.